Hey, friends. How's it going today? You know me, chronically 5 minutes late and still technologically challenged. I literally went into StreamYard, went go live, but did I add myself to the stage? No. So then I was like, well, how come I can't see myself? Duh. I'm getting it little by little. Oh, hi, Becky. Hi, Karen. Thank y'all for being here. Oh, my Lord. One day, I will get it together. You think? No. I think I'll always be a little off, but it's all right because we're all a little off, right? You guys reassure me we're all a little off. Not just me. Okay. So, Karen, how's your knee, girl? I mean, it's only been like a day, so I doubt it's, miraculously better, but it'd be nice if it was better in general. I'm hating my lipstick today. Blech. Too late. Nothing to do about it. Good. Fingers crossed. And Becky, I hope you're doing well in sunny Arizona. I sent you, Becky, a message on Instagram. I need to answer ASAP. So what that's about is Thrifting Thursdays is something that I just created and, offered to partner with Angie from Angie's Oddities. And we did the first one on my channel, and then tomorrow was going to be on her channel. But she's going through some personal stuff, and I know she's had a sale every day this week, including Friday, which she usually doesn't do. And she's taking downtime tomorrow. I only just got the message, but it's okay. It's all right. But I'm going to soldier on because I scheduled the 3 lives, and this is a brand new concept, Thrifting Thursdays tomorrow. So it's going to be just me solo, or I'm inviting other people. So hopefully I will have another person on with me. It will be at 5 p.m. Eastern. It will be an hour and a half, 2 hours. That is 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and I think 4 Mountain Time. Okay, so that business out of the way. It's not raining in California today, but I think it's gonna rain through the weekend, and apparently we're gonna have like massive snow dump. So, I don't like snow. My body doesn't like snow. Let's just put it that way. I think it's beautiful, but my body doesn't like it. So I could do without it. But ooh, did you hear that? I just knocked my nails against this beautiful Fenton bowl I sold yesterday. Hey, Nate. How's it going? I'm so glad you and Karen got to meet up. I'm so glad. I'm sure that y'all had a lovely time in the paper bag. That was awesome. Yvonne, bless your heart. Thank you for popping in, girl. Work and lurk away or whatever you need to do. But yeah, no more snow, no more rain. Oh, I'm so done. So done. Okay. So for anyone here who, and again, forgive my lipstick. It's way too much. Way too much, but it's too late. So for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Lucinda. And this is my channel, Vintastic Finds, which stands for Fantastic Vintage Finds. I've been thrifting my whole life. I have been collecting vintage since I was 16, and I started selling vintage when eBay was brand new. I sold exclusively vintage jewelry. in the 70s, I sold at the flea markets with my mother 50-pound boxes of returns, Macy's and Capwell's style costume jewelry, meaning it was like sterling silver even and gold plated, real, and sometimes real gold, good costume jewelry. All those brands that I flipped 20 years later, Listener, Coro, all that stuff. Yep. We bought it in 50-pound returns for $50, my mom and I. And it would be tangled, and and I would be off, or it needed a new class or what. And we sat there and we worked it all out, and we would go to the flea market and make $700 in a day in the 70s on items that we sold 3 for $1. Those were the days. And then, I've been off doing other things. And during COVID, I found this community, saved me, reignited my passion, started selling on eBay. And then I became a caregiver for my 86-year-old father. Well, and before that, I was caregiving for my mother who passed 19 months ago. And, eBay doesn't work for me. It's always closed. Heads up, anyone who wants to go look in my eBay store, Fantastic Finds 9, and make me offers, go for it, because I can't sell out of there. I can't bring items back and forth between 2 counties and 2 households. So I found this platform. I started dipping my toe in around the end of September in 2023. And I love y'all. I've been in the chats with so many people and so many fabulous resellers for, the last 2 years. And when I decided to start selling, I had so much support. Nate stepped up and moderated for me, I think, my first 2 shows when I had like 2 people and sometimes no people, bless his heart. I could talk about a lot of other people, but, I've just had a lot of support, and I'm grateful. This is my passion. This is my time when I'm not caregiving. I'm just hanging out with my friends, selling some vintage, and I enjoy the heck out of it. I really do, and I appreciate you guys more than you know. You are a part of my self-care. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, so clearly I ship from there. When I'm home and I do a live, which is only a few days out of every month, I ship from Mendocino County in Northern California. I use Pirate Ship, just like everyone, and I invoice through PayPal. You can check out as a guest if you need to. I don't have a moderator. I mod, so forgive me if my typing is a little off. I'm technologically challenged, and it comes out in weird ways. I usually invoice within about 5 days, sometimes 3. It just depends on how busy it is and what's going on with Dad. Like this week, he's got a lot of doctor's appointments, other weeks he doesn't. And I generally ship the day before or the day of my next live. And Wednesdays is consistent. Wednesdays, every other Wednesday, I do. Oh Lord, Karen Chase. Miss Karen Chase is my partner every other Wednesday. Wednesdays, vintage vendors, and we swap channels as well. Miss Karen Chase will be on with me next week, and I'm really looking forward to it. I missed her a lot. I did, even though she had a good time. I missed her. So, Yvonne, are you talking to me or someone else? I'm not following the chat. I'm rambling away. Oh, good, Karen. I'm glad you did that. But I'm sorry about your knee. And so, with no further ado, I'm going to take a sip of water. This is my, I always do this with StreamYard too. That's my email. So, if you purchase an item or win an item, either way, today, and I do not already have your information, you need to send it to me there. You send me your YouTube name, your real name if it's different, your address with zip code, very important so I can figure out shipping rates. Shipping's not included. And your PayPal checkout. It's usually an email. It may be the same email. It may be different. Please let me know. If you don't have PayPal, you can check out as a guest through PayPal. Okay? So. Good, Karen. I'm glad you're ready. Okay. So I brought my usual eclectic mix of items. And this time I brought mostly smaller, lighter items. I'm having an experiment, y'all. We're going to see what happens here. So, the first thing up for your consideration is something I think is adorable. I'll put the start in a minute. This is this 1960s. Even though my lineage goes straight back to the 1600s to Germany, Ashkenazi Jew, I cannot pronounce these words. So if you can, you're welcome to. But I remember these little travel dolls, and someone went to the trouble of marking it Germany, like we wouldn't know, but maybe some people wouldn't. I remember my father, who lectured and talked and did research around the world, bringing me home in the 60s, these little travel dolls. They would be at the tourist shops and they would be in the airports. And it was something you brought home to your little girl. And she's delightful. I'm going to open her up in a minute. I'm going to type in the start. I don't think she's ever been taken out of the box. And not everyone's into dolls. She is going to be, oh Lord. Okay, hold on. See? I'm modding myself. Yes, it's never a good idea. Okay, this is going to be a quick claim of $8. I'll tell you the letter in a minute. I just want to take her out and let us look at her. There are doll collectors out there. There's a lot of doll collectors out there. And I always pick up these little travel dolls when I find them, because even though they were for tourists, they were very well made. She has inside a little book, made in Germany certificate. You can have this original Wigand folklore doll in 150 different dresses and 6 different sizes. We hope that you enjoy collecting your folklore dolls. So she has her certificate. She has her little basket with, those are little plastic grapes on there. Very thin, but they're there. I'm going to assume they glow. I could hit it with the black light. She is plastic. She's got her little bloomers on. She's that old hard plastic with her little shoes. She's just really lovely. And is it real hair? No, but it's very, very fine wool. So if you're interested in this lovely little, about 5.5-inch tall doll, do her arms move? Her arms move. You can claim her with the letter B. Letter B. And I'm going to put her back in her box where she's lived since the 1960s. Letter B, $8. She needs to go back in her box with her certificate of ownership. I love stuff like that. Maybe that's why I buy it, because it's sentimental to me. Okay. The next thing is going to be a choice. Choice at 15. Thank you, Nate. See, the problem is I have dressed like this kind of my whole life, but at lunchtime, I feel so overdressed. So the choice is $15, 3 different items. 1, 2, 3. I can still count. That's always a good sign. By the end of the day, I usually can't. This is a shell pendant. It's not marked sterling silver, but it has every quality of sterling silver. So I don't know the answer. There's no markings inside. It's hollow, so it weighs nothing. And it's got around the inside, so it's, 3D, like a real conch shell. It's got a little bit of gold inset to offset the shell even nicer. The loop is fabulous. And I believe I paid more than I'm asking y'all for this. And it's really pretty. Okay. Next is the little fish with the brushed metal tones. This never wears off. This is a I've been through this. This is a J&J. It's a collectible jewelry brand. This was probably 1980s, possibly 90s, but I'm pretty sure it's the 1980s. And they did a brushed metal instead of the cabochon, like the plastic or the glass cabochons. Here is the J&J with the safety clasp. It too weighs nothing. And lastly is this copper pen with a kind of drizzled enamel, if you will. It's not enameled, but it's a drizzled. The paint is enameled in with the drizzle. It's just not what people are used to when they see this style of pen. There's the back, copper. It's a light baby blue. It's about maybe 1.5 inches around in diameter. So if you're interested in any of these 3 pens, you would just type in enamel fish shell. Enamel fish. Oh, he's upside down. That's not a good sign for fish. Shell. And I don't always do speed rounds. So depending on how many items I actually sell will depend on whether or not I do a speed round. So we'll see. Okay. I'm trying to do this a little faster so that I am able to do a speed round. But when I don't have a lot of viewers and I don't get a lot of sales, I don't always do a speed round because I'm not sure that it's worth my time. So what I will say to you is if you're watching this later, feel free to email you. Yvonne, now how did I get that banner over there? Now this is a problem. I didn't even know. Oh no. I didn't even know that was on there. And I don't know how to remove it. Can I? Yvonne, forgive me. I clearly touched something that a technologically challenged person should not touch. Oh my God. Okay. No. So, okay, now I know how to do banners. I learned something. Hey, I learned something by doing something wrong. That's good. That's how we learn. That's how kids learn. Okay. So this starts at $12. It is a wooden egg cup. This is my belief, is what it is. It is hand painted and lacquered over. I believe it's from 60s to the 70s when working with wood was really popular. It's got these beautiful, this is so bright. It's got these beautiful hand-painted trees. I'll go this way. And a gentleman with his dog or dogs, unsure what he's doing. I would go with hunting just because. But yeah, exactly, Becky. I'm like, at least I learned. And there's their little house too. It's like a shed and a house. Well, no, but it looks like two houses. They both have smoke coming out of the chimney. Thatched huts. Looks like another dog. And the lady of the house who is hauling water from a well. I think it's really well done. And you can see the wood grain over here. Let's use this finger. See the wood grain coming through? They incorporated it into the actual hand painting underneath this heavy lacquer. Here's the inside, typical black lacquer. I have zero idea where this was made. There is wear on the bottom here. So that's why I'm assuming it really was an egg cup that was used because of all the wear. If it was just a display piece, there wouldn't be all that wear right there. So I'm really thinking, yeah, that looks like a little hunter dog. I'm really thinking that it was an egg cup. Main house. And yeah, there you go, Becky. And it is, oh, you know, oh, so big. It is 3 inches tall and big enough for your small country eggs. 2 inches in the largest diameter, 1.5 inches at the top. Now, my friend has little different kinds of crazy chickens, and those green and brown eggs would and blue would fit in here. So, start $12. We'll pass on it for now, and I'm not going to type pass. If you come back and watch this and you don't see anyone bid and I keep moving, you can just email me and we'll get to it. Okay. So this one starts at, and if anyone who's here has a question or wants to tell me about something fantastic going on in their life, feel free. Becky, you're here. If you would like to drop your YouTube channel link in, you absolutely may. I've worked with you several times and expect to continue to. So feel free to drop your link. So this is a quick claim. Where'd we go? Of $14. I think this is really cool. I think it's really fun. These are 7 aqua blue blown glass grapes. They are glass. They have lots of little bubbles. You can see where they pulled it away from the mold. It's smooth. The pontals are all smooth, but you can see each one. Let's see, hold on. There's one under there. See them? And they're this incredibly wonderful color. Now, what's fascinating to me is, and you can see here, hold on. Let's try to make this clear. Do you see how it's like electrical wire? That's what it reminds me of because, you know, my husband for 30 years was an electrician. More than 30 years, but and the wire is embedded in the blown glass. Now, how did they do that? They stuffed the wire in real quick as it was still hot enough and it was drying, but they didn't disturb the oval. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Why did they use this kind of coppery electrical wire instead of something else? Maybe it was the only thing that works with blown glass grapes. I don't really know. And then up here is this funky, like, brown plastic ribbon crap. I would take that off and I would wrap it with something nice that you find around your house, like, a real ribbon or something. But the rest of it, it's just unique. And when it's lying down, let me get this straight. When it's lying down like this in a bowl, it's gorgeous. So, it's definitely what this is not mass manufactured. It's like a hobbyist, or someone who's learning glass blowing piece. But that doesn't bother me. When you lay it on the table, it's beautiful. So quick claim, $14, letter F, and it's a good size. It's 7 inches long, and these little blown glass pieces are 1.5 inches in diameter, minus the flat ponto. Yeah, they're clear and they're aqua blue. And I just, even if you were going to cut these off the wire and just stack them individually in a beautiful, Fenton or Van Briggle or something bowl that you have, $14 is a steal. I got a good price, so I'm offering a good price to you. And you could absolutely do that. You could easily just snip these wires off and make your own little bowl full of blue grapes. Fact of the matter is, now, see, I might do that. I just gave myself an idea. I should have to be careful with that. Okay. This is a cool piece. This is a Department 56 piece. And it's just a tiny thing, but I think it's adorable. Yeah, they would, Becky. And see, now I just gave myself an idea. And if I bring them 2 or 3 times and no one buys them, I'm going to do that with my own stuff because I have a vast, eclectic collection of vintage. And as I'm talking through it to you guys, I'm like, okay. I don't have very many viewers today. That's sad. Maybe some more people will come over later. Okay. This is a Department 56 bowl full of cherries. Life is just a bowl of cherries. Little picnic basket. Let's make it go the right way. Here you go. Made in China, Department 56. I don't know when Department 56 stopped making things, but I do know that this would be early made in China, meaning like the 80s, 90s, because we had a lot of things made in China and we worked hand in hand with them. And the whole NAFTA agreement happened in the 80s. It's not just brand new reproductions that we're having now out of China. So that's something everyone should remember. There's a little bit of rust damage, but overall, I think this is gorgeous. I think this is beautiful for the spring. I thought about filling it with a bunch of stuff to make it like a little mystery tin for you all. But then I was like, well, I'm doing that with other things. So, let's just let someone have this really gorgeous little box. It's a great price. $12. And it's a little thing. It's 4 inches long, 2 inches high, and 3 inches wide. And I would add this to my spring collection. I could see, how cute is this in your bathroom? How cute is this to give to a little girl with some little special Easter things in here, or a little boy? Hey, cherries, don't care. I think it's great. So $12. Okay. Moving forward. Becky, did you see my message? Oh, sorry, I'm putting in start. It's not a start. One day I will be big enough to have a mod. One day. Quick claim for 12. Although I'm not trying to be a huge channel because caregiving really takes up most of my time. This week I have 3 live sales, and that's incredibly unusual. 1 or 2, okay. And like I said, this is my self-care time, although I would like to make a little money, and I would like to have 30 viewers at a time. That would be awesome. So on that note, I think the people that are here are the people that are usually here. But if you know anyone, tell them to subscribe to me. I bring pretty reasonable prices, and I'm always bringing a variety. I don't just bring glass. I don't just bring housewares. I don't just bring jewelry. I just pick up what I think is cool, and I bring it. Okay, Becky. I'll email you directly. Okay. Thank you. I don't want to do it alone. Thank you. Okay. So this is 1950s, 1960s, and I'm going with 60s because of the daisies. I've had this in my vintage jewelry stash from when I used to sell my box for a long time because why? I love it. I love it. And I've had a hard time getting off of it. That's the problem. This is plastic, not glass, melt glass, with the enameled daisies. It is that nice, jointed, bendable, gold toned. And the gold tone, again, this is from the 60s or 50s. And the gold tone is not worn off. So it's not branded, I do not believe. Let me double check. I haven't looked at this piece in a long time. No, it does not have a maker, but the fact that this gold tone is not worn off in 60 years means it's very good quality. It just closes with these little snap closures, and it fits on my wrist, no problem. So what then, with a little bit of room, I have a small wrist. So since there's a little bit of room, I would go that this is on the smaller size, which is very typical, again, of the era, the 60s. We're still running with ladies being very small. So you can claim this little guy, letter A, $12. Perfect Easter spring. Be nice for a young teenager, but you'd have to make sure that you don't care that the young teenager would lose it, which when we give a gift, we give the gift, and that's the end of it. So letter A, $12. Okay, this next item, I saw it and I thought, oh no, don't pick it up. And then I thought, no, do pick it up. And I don't. I knew I was going to pick it up from the minute I saw it. It reminds me of Ariana at the Withering Cottage. And I added an embellishment, and it's going to take the right person, but it's really fabulous. And I thought it was appropriate for this time of year. Why? I don't know. That's just what I think. It starts at $25. Or should I say she? she starts. She is an antique composite. Let me get under her legs so I can hold her. Composite. I think she's a Catholic bride. This is my interpretation. I'm not entirely sure. Let's get her over here. She is withered. She is aged. She is fabulous. See her arms? She has all her fingers. She's just crazed because she's that wood composite mache with the handmade clothes and the dress. There's a little bit of staining. Lord knows, I don't know how to get this off, but she's over 100 years old. I'll show you underneath her skirt. She's got this old muslin. That's another way I can really tell that she's that old. This is muslin under here, which is, this is not something almost, like your cheesecloth. This is not something that you would see on a doll these days. And then she has on these little leather tied with like string with this other material. I don't know what it is. Shoes on her feet. And you can untie the one with the string hanging down. Her foot had come out of the shoe, so I untied it and retied it. That's why it's hanging down. You can tie it better. And then on her, let me get up all under her in her business. Hold on. She has her little bloomer underwear, and then there's her composite legs. I mean, this lady's fabulous. She's beautiful. I think she's beautiful. Her head still moves, her arms move, and I added this antique faux pearl wire wrapped 3 rhinestone pin, which I'll show you in a second. There's one stone. Here's the back of her again. If someone needs to steam her or whatever they do to fix them. I'm not a doll expert. Hold on. Undoing the pin. Here's the pin. This stone, the one stone right there, is dead, meaning that it got moisture and the foil backing came off. But this pen is 100 years old and it matches the doll so perfectly. And there's so many things you can do with it. And see, the back is this pin. And then there's no C-clasp. It just tucks in. So this pin alone, even with the dead stone, is worth at least $12, if not $15 or more. It's really, really nice example of old work. So the lovely doll and the pin, they go together. I think they go together perfectly, and they start at $25. I'm going to set her down very carefully. And again, I don't collect dolls anymore, but there's just something about her that I really like. So I'm not going to start collecting dolls, but I envision her in a spiritual or religious display with objects for Easter and, the beginning of spring, the pagan holiday, around her on an altar, little natural rocks, a Lord have mercy, come on, counting the rosary, little candles, some eggs, little robin eggs. You know, I see the whole thing in my mind as a display for Easter and spring. And she's a central part of that. Yep. That's what I see in here. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but that's what I see. So we'll pass on her for now. And, you know, for anyone who pops in and out, you can always set this little wheel, speed setting to, you know, faster than 0.5. You can put it at 1, 1.75, 2, and you can see what you missed. And if there's something you're interested in, holler at me. Nothing has sold yet. Okay, this next piece, I'm going to bring it 2 more times now that I know what it is. And then I'm going to list it elsewhere because I now know what it's worth. Okay. I brought this 3 times and I was so excited that I picked it up right before sales last month that I just went and I looked at the ribbon and I was like, oh, it's celluloid. And I just never bothered to do any more research until 2 weeks ago when I did a deep dive on cameos. And I realized that it was shell, that it's antique. And they carved these out of shells found in Africa. There's different types. The names are not here in my brain at this moment. And they sent them to different jewelers who asked for them. And the jeweler then decided, oh, we're going to put that in a brooch. We're going to put that on a necklace. We're going to, you know, leave it blank. We're going to whatever. And so that's what this is. And I always had a really interesting feeling about these pink beads right here because they just screamed much older to me. And the ribbon, this organza ribbon, screamed at least 70s, but even older to me. It felt old. But I was like, you know, that can't be. Someone took this cameo out of a pin back or a necklace. I have no idea why they sold the gold. And then they put it with these beads through the little hole on the top onto this ribbon, maybe in the 70s or the 80s. Well, they definitively put a brand new clasp and closure that says CC, I don't know what that means, on the ribbon. That is not original to this piece. The ribbon is not even necessarily original, but I would go with that. It dates back to the 60s or 50s, possibly earlier. But those pink seed beads and this carved shell cameo with the 3 colors, it's one of the more desirable shells that they made the cameos from I think it's South Africa, is stunning. And she's 100% worth $35. I've never seen this image before. She's right on the edge of a Roman into Gothic because the Romans had the straight nose cameo. And then right about the 20s, they started doing a little bit of a up perk in the nose. So I think this is from the 1920s. She's beautiful. It's 1.5 inches tall, 1.5 inches wide, $35. Cameos sell for a lot. And it's shell. I can't believe, I mean, I know my jewelry and I know plastic versus whatever, but I just was so busy and so overwhelmed with everything I was doing. I just was like, yeah, it's, you know, it's celluloid. No, and no one bought it. And I put a little thing on Instagram telling everyone, thank you for not buying it. You would have got a great deal because I was an idiot. Thank you for not buying it before. So here it is. It's gorgeous. $35 start. Think about it, because I will be listing it elsewhere. Okay, we're halfway through. Thank you to everyone that's hanging out. And I hope that, I'm entertaining at least. I mean, if nothing else, maybe I'm entertaining. Don't know. Hopefully you like the items I'm bringing. I don't know. I always say this to people. I always say, hey, hit me up in the comments on my YouTube video. Hit me up on Instagram and let me know, what you would like to see more of, what you would like to see less of. Do I have this? Lucinda, I really don't like that, or whatever. And I'm totally open to this feedback. Honestly, I'm not going to block you or yell at you unless you start calling me names. If you tell me like a lot of really rude things, we're going to have a problem. But I don't think any of my vintage friends would be rude. But suggestions, what you want to see more of, what you'd want to see less of, whatever, thumbs up, a thumbs down. I don't know, talk to me. I'm here. Okay. This is a, quick claim. For 14, we brought it before. 14, it is a recycled glass angel candle holder, and with St. Patrick's Day coming up, Easter coming up, spring coming up, this also of course goes with Christmas. I've been bringing this for a good couple months now. Here we are. It's a votive candle holder. It was made in Spain. The company is TAG, all in capitals. I'll show you that on the bottom in a minute. It is thick. It is like Coca-Cola glass. It is heavy, but it is fantastic. And I would put, as opposed to a regular candle, I would put fairy lights or one of those little electric candles in here. TAG, oh, not all in caps, my bad, sorry. Recycled glass, made in Spain. It's from the 2000s. You can claim this for yourself with the letter A. The letter A. I think it's great. I have a ton of candle holders and a ton of electric lanterns and all that stuff because the power goes out regularly up where I live. It is 3 inches tall and 3 inches across. So it is 3 inches in diameter. I don't need any more candles. I don't need any more candle holders. Where I live, like I said, the power goes out all the time. I am set up. I don't need it, or I would keep it. Now, this is something that could go in the display with the composite antique doll, right? And then you see the, where am I? This always happens. Okay, wait a minute. You see, nope. You see back here the cutouts of the sheep, the lamb, the chicks, etc. That could be a part of the backdrop to your spring altar display. And this, see, where is it? Over there. Yep, over there. There's a bunch of them. This would go really nicely with those. Boom, display done. So again, you can claim it letter A. Letter A, okay? Passing on all those items. You guys are a tough crowd. Okay. Starts at 15. Starts at 15. It's from the 1960s. It is a Terrier candy dish. They are etched and frosted into the glass. I do not know the maker. I know that it's older. I went with 60s. It could be as early as the 50s, late 40s, even the 30s. I have no idea. It is pressed glass. It's not cut brilliant glass. It's got the bubbles inside there. The one terrier is holding the chain of the other dog in its mouth. I think it's absolutely adorable. Here's the sides. I love the, and these, I talked about this yesterday, look like a picket fence, right? I like that. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but, that's what it comes out to be to me. And there's, no damage. And to those that might be here that don't know me, if there's damage, I tell you. Otherwise, we don't talk about it. But when there's damage, like with the composite doll, I point it out. So these are indented and frosted. And it is, hand blown. It's got all those little bubbles, which I actually really like. I think it makes it gorgeous. Look at how cute they are. How can no one want this? They're adorable. They're so cute. Oh my God. I love them. It is about, I think it was 6 inches across. Let's find out. Let's find out. No, it is 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches in diameter. And it's about 1.25 inches tall. 15. So, I'm going through my items so fast that I might do a speed round, picking every item up and re-showing it. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I'm going pretty fast. And that's also good for me because 3 live sales and 2 doctor's appointments and my family member last week who had all of their teeth pulled from untreated diabetes. Their teeth died. And I was there for 3 days taking care of them and running my doctor. I mean, my doctor. No, running my dad to doctor's appointments in between these surgery visits and then staying there and taking care of the other family member and then coming back to dad's and immediately taking him to the doctor. And I can easily end early and go get some sushi and a boba and be content. Be content. Although, of course, not making any sales is a bummer, but whatever. We're moving on now. Yeah, the sawtooth. Thank you, Becky. I like the sawtooth edge. Thank you, Becky. This starts at 15. No, hold on. Yes, same price. Double checking. It's unusual that both items would be the same price in a row, but it is. Okay. This is really cute, y'all. Come on. Nobody's bought anything. Everyone is just watching and lurking, which I do all the time. But I'm like, really? All these? I'm doing an experiment. I've got all these small items so that shipping is really low. But still. So, okay. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, my Lord. Anyone know who made this? Type it in the chat. This is a test. This is a test. 1984. Cracked egg cart, little baby chick with its little hat pulling it. There is a candle that someone put in there and partially, no, they actually, excuse me. No, they did not. It came with the sparkly candle. It's never been burned and it fits in there so perfectly. Okay. Nobody guessed. Well, it's left in 1984. See the left in right down there? Left in. And it was made for Lun's Lights in Taiwan, 1984. Lefton. There's no damage. It's not even dirty. It's adorable. Nobody wants this for spring? Really? $15? That's amazing to me. It's bisque. Pastels for spring, of course. Even his beak is perfect. Look at it. The eyes are really realistic on this little guy. Look at that. It even blends into like St. Patrick's Day with the little green spotted overcoat. And look at the little feet. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack. Sorry, I can't resist. I'm trying to have fun, you guys. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's buying. I don't get it. Hello, hello. So, look at this little duck. Look at those things back there. Think about the Catholic lady. Okay. Passing. Hey, Susan. Thank you for coming out to say hello. Welcome, Susan. Yeah, bless you. Okay. These start at $12, which is really good price. Starts at 12. I mean, I say that, and I shouldn't say that. You know what? I actually made a vow with myself that I was going to stop saying things like, oh, you know, this sells on eBay for so much more. Oh, this is such a great deal. Or, oh, it's a good price. Because I think it's annoying. I actually think it's annoying. I think that, and a little insulting. All of us, or the majority of us who come into these rooms, who are in this community, collect vintage. We watch vintage shows all the time. We know what it's worth. We know what it's worth to us. And we know, most of us, because we do our research, what it sells for on other platforms. So I don't need to be saying that, and other people don't need to be saying, oh, it's such a great deal. Oh, I'm offering it at $0, you know, compared to. You all make up your own mind, okay? I'm going to stop saying that. All right. So these start at $12, and I forgot because I was on this whole thing of trying to zip my mouth. Choice. There's 3 of them. They're antique. I brought them yesterday. I do not know what they were designed for. I have a guess. These are Havilland, and I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, Limoges, France, antique porcelain, obviously. Oyster dishes, hand painted with these little tiny purple. Oh, I know what these are. Bachelor buttons. I know my flowers. I was a florist for a short time. Bachelor buttons. Yesterday, I couldn't for the life of me come up with what they are. They're fluffy little bachelor buttons. Let's see, my ring light is blowing it out. There you go. I think they're oyster dishes because of their shape, but maybe they're just fruit dishes, or, you know, I do not know. They are, I have 3 of them. They were not meant to be in, like, you know how you get the chip and dips and they're all in like you set them insert into another tray. These were not like that. They're individual. They're 6 inches long and at the widest 5 inches. So that's why I think like oyster. I have 1. I don't know. I mean, maybe they were fruit. I don't know. I didn't live 100 years ago with all these incredibly fancy different dishes for every occasion in the world. And they're all exactly the same. And none of them have any damage, no crazing, no chipping, no cracking, nothing. They're what they are is gorgeous. $12 choice. So you can have all three for $36. If you take all three, I'll drop it to $35. I would like it if they stayed together. But I understand why someone, and see how thin they are? You see my finger behind there? That's because it's Howlon Emoge. Limoges. I think they should stay together, but I could see someone wanting just one. And again, you know, you could put your anything in the middle of this, but it's so fine. I wouldn't want it to be like a sink ring dish, I wouldn't, or necessarily even bedside table. I would want to bring this out at my fancy dinners and put, something very special in them. What? I leave it up to you. And definitively gently hand wash, no scrubbing. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got just a few items left. You're making it difficult because I'm not selling anything, but you're making it easy because I'm going fast. This is the item of the sale as far as I'm concerned. But that's just me. I got this 2 weeks ago. Starts at $25. It is in a Celadon bowl with the cherry blossoms. It has the Japanese maker's mark. It means so these were generally made in the 60s. This could have been made as early as the 50s. This stamp down here is a Japanese studio artist stamp. So it was made at someone's specific studio by an artist with people underneath them that made it in exactly the way they said. Even though they were more mass produced, it's a little more specialized. That stamp, when you see that, do a deep dive into that kind of stamp that I'm not showing as clearly as I would like. And you'll learn about it. So this is jade glass. This is jade. All of this is jade that has been hand cut and hand polished. Every leaf, every petal, it is jade glass, pink and green and brown. Jade glass. It is stunning. There is only 2 little problems with it that are not very noticeable, and I will show you when I'm done rotating the whole thing. This is like a cloth, very strong wire or something. It does not bend. It does not bend. It will not break. And it's inset in like this rocked concrete. It does not come out. Yeah. Yes, Becky, that's true about the dishes. Now, the leaves you can play with. You can bend them up, bend them down. The flowers as well. You can move them around. Right? So it depends on what look you want. That's bendable, but the root, the trunk of the tree and the branches are not. It's absolutely gorgeous. I remember this type of thing in friends' families' houses and their grandmothers. So where are the two problems? Let me find what the problems are, like as if this beautiful jade glass has a problem, but it does. Where is it? Come on, let me see. Let me bring it over here. Right here, that leaf is gone. There's just the top of it. That's one. And then right here, that leaf is gone. And that's it. That's it. $25. It's a beautiful piece. Look at it. Here's what you see from behind. And it is about 8 inches tall and altogether probably about 8 inches wide. Stunning. Stunning. You hear that? It's real stone. They cut this and polished it from this beautiful jade. And let me tell you about jade. Now I'm going to get into jade. So I know a little bit about jade because I used to sell jewelry. There's old jade and there's new jade. This is still a little bit of the older jade, a better quality of jade. The newer jade that you would say go to Chinatown and find now in the bracelets that the ladies wear, that's new jade and often manufactured jade. This, it's similar to opals. Opals. You have your old, really deep, spectacular opals, and turquoise. You have your older, beautiful, natural colored turquoise, like the green turquoise. And then you have like that light blue. That's modern. That's modern turquoise. So this is old jade. It's like right at the end of when they could still get the quality glass. Jade, it's a stone. So that's what I want to say about this piece, and I'm going to put it aside. That was the crowning piece to my sale. Okay, so this is a quick claim. Moving on. Quick claim. I appreciate y'all being here and being entertained by me. Quick claim of $12. It's just a simple little necklace. Simple little necklace. It is from the 2000s. New, these cost $38. It is called a Chloe necklace. Chloe, as in the girl's name, Chloe. It is by Fornash, Fornash, Fornash. These are enameled in plastic. Actually, are they plastic? Hold on. Yeah, hard plastic. Green daisies. These come in multiple colors. Like I say, they're $38 new. It is 40. There's 13 of these green daisies. It is 40 inches long with the extender. 40 inches long. Here is ring light. Hold on. I'll get there. There it is. Tag. It's good quality costume jewelry. This is the type of costume jewelry with that gold tone and the enameled in daisies. That's not going to wear. It's never going to wear. And it's long enough at 40 inches that you could double it. So it is a quick claim, $12, letter E. Letter E. Perfect gift for someone for Easter. Letter E. Okay. I think I'm going to, I haven't had very many viewers, and I have the same people. And I think I'm going to show these and one more item Oh, heck. I only have 5 things left. I'll go for it. But let me just say here, if anyone has come in late or you've been thinking about something and you're interested, please do a roll through now or watch my preview and ask me about the item, because I'm not going to do a recap. I do not have enough people here in my sale to make it worth my time. When I have, a sale and I don't sell anything, what is my time per hour worth? It's worth a lot. But let me say this. This is really more important to me in a weird way, but not weird, of self-care. Self-care, my time, me time, than to make money. It's important to me that I have this as me time. However, I still have to put out money to purchase things and set everything up and do previews and take labels off and do all that in order to be here. So I don't want anyone to buy because I'm making you feel guilty, because that's not my intention. I'm just trying to explain why it's not always in my best interest monetarily to do a recap. It is always in my best interest to come spend my time with whoever is here. Always. So I want to be really clear about the balancing act. My whole life is a balancing act. But so I want you guys to hear that. I want to be here, but I also need to be mindful of my time. So these are start, choice. And that's going to be confusing. No, these are choice. These are really cool. Choice of $8 each. I have 5. They are all antique postcards for Easter. This one, look at the bunny's red eye. That was like murder bunny. I think I bought these from someone to resell, but I feel like I've seen that red-eyed bunny before. They used to make them very realistic. So this was to Mrs. something, my good Lord, I can't read it. Lizzie Hughes, something, 1910. March 3rd, 1910. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. This is from 1909 to J.E. Cool. Beloit, I think Kansas. And there is a handwritten little letter on the back. Not sure what it says. Whoever gets it, I'll let you read it. This little adorable bunny with the chick riding on its back. It looks like nighttime. Easter greetings. It's from 1911 to Mr. Willie Frazier in someplace, I think Illinois. Try it again. From who? Is what it says. I don't know. Yeah, right. Now, there are the albino bunnies with the red eyes, Becky. Yes, 100%. But they used to, I swear to God, the turn of the century, they always had the crazy red eyes, or so often. And then we needed to make them so much cuter, as we went along. I have a hard time with this one, guys. I collect ephemera. I have a lot of ephemera, and this is my favorite because it's the silvery dark bunny and it's totally 3D. And I really wanted to keep it, but I just kind of slapped my hand and said, nope, need to sell it. Oh God, but I love this dude. Ugh. And I cannot make out the date. There is not a date under there. It just didn't stamp well enough. But it's to Master Henry something. So it's definitely turn of the century. I mean, you can tell by the style anyway. But also, master is what you called young men. We don't do that anymore. Look at that. Oh, I love him. Loves him. Okay. And then this one. The foil with the red clovers. And the bunny is popping out of the chick's egg. The chick is probably very confused. I know I would be. And look, there's even a lucky 4-leaf clover down there. What's going on with that? With the crimson clovers? There's a 4-leafer down there, unless I'm crazy. And, you know, they're all raised. Well, let me be clear about this. And this says, Mau is making me a new dress. Mau, it's like grandma, right? Mau is making me a new dress. And hold on, that makes me so curious. And it's written in pencil to, I don't know, something from something with, I think, love. I'll show you. And it does not have a post date. Oh my God. Look at that. So see, this one's etched. You can tell by the back. Let's just look at the other ones. And I see you, Susan. Thank you. Obviously, this fantastic bunny is etched. Yep. I mean, like impressed. That's what I'm trying to say. Not it. Impressed. This one is impressed. This one is impressed because that's how they did it back then. And this one is also, yep, impressed. Okay, so I see Susan. Anyone else want to come in? Because I'm going to count 10 and then I'm going to put in sold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sold to Susan. Susan, which one or ones would you like? I love them. You're going to take my favorite one? Take it away, please. So I'm going to keep it forever, Susan. So it's 8 choice. So maybe I need to show you, or do I need to describe them or give them like a adjective or something? I don't know how to do that. Bunny with red eyes. Easter greetings. The pansy. Bunny at night with chick. Gray bunny. And crimson clovers. That's what I got. So now, you tell me, Susan. 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to be really clear. But maybe I won't be really clear. 1. Susan. 2. 3. And not this one, but this one. Yes? Okay. See, Susan. Okay. I got you. I'm going to write you down. I'm going to put them aside. I'm going to, Susan, see, now I'm going to keep this one. Thank you, Susan. I think that was you. You were Trixie in there. Susan, for 1, 2, 3, and 5. I feel like you did that on purpose. And I guess I should say thank you. I was really trying not to keep it, but now I'm going to. Okay, that was exciting. That was really exciting. Okay, this is a quick claim. Susan, quick claim for, what did I say? $12. Brown lava drip bowl. I believe it was a baking dish. Like I could see. I know, Susan. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm just being honest now. I'm going to keep it. So I believe this is. You know what I see in here? I see like a very thin, small amount of French onion soup. I think I'm hungry, but that's what I see in here because it has a little edges. It's the beautiful brown drip glazed pottery. It's a small one. It does have wear on the bottom from silverware, meaning it was used. I don't care. I would fill this up with all kinds of delightful things. Like, how about those blue glass blown grapes? Cut them off the wires and pile in your blue glass see-through grapes in here. 100%. It's likely California pottery. It has a little bit of tape. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't get all of that off. It comes off with hot water. It's not a big deal. But yes, there definitively is a little bit of tape on it from when it was shipped to me. Sorry. And it is what? 6 inches in diameter. And it can be yours with the letter H. Letter H. And yeah, those blue glass grapes would look really good in here. Or how about some hard-boiled eggs for Easter with a little bit of green, real natural grass. Natural grass that you pick outside from your actual lawn. Oh boy, letter H. Letter H. Okay. This is another quick claim. $15. First off, the jar. The jar is made in Japan. Bottle, made in Japan. It is a little spice jar. It's probably made in the late 60s, early 70s because it was made in Japan. Number one, not China, not Taiwan, none of that. And it has a really good, it still has its plastic piece over the glass so that it seals really well. Here's the top. So this would have been a spice jar. Would have been a spice jar, and it would still work for that. It would keep your fresh spices really well done. Inside is a dirty dozen. What does that mean? 13. 13 from the 1940s to the 1960s, possibly early 70s, marbles. All different ones. A lot of the white on these marbles glows. There is also, you see the red marble? There is Fritz in there that glows. I believe this one, I'll show you some of them, has some antique marbles. These are your agro, not agro, but your, well, sure, agro agate type marbles. This is like a greenish blue, and the white inside of these ones glows. But whenever I try to show that with my ring light, it just blows out. So I've stopped bothering. Unless it's a really large piece, it doesn't come through. This has the fritz inside of it, red with the gold fritz. It's been well used. This is an older one. It was probably a shooter. This is also much older, very well used. Here's a nice green and white. And you hear them? Goes on from there. It's a beautiful red one. Red and orange. Some more blues and white. A plain teeny tiny white one. I bet that glows a lot. Another green and white. And down in here, where are we? There you go. Is a black one, a red, a big red one. That's the more of a shooter size, and a blue with just a little bit of white. So there's 13. Quick claim, $15. Letter L for the jar and the marbles. Letter L. Marbles are very collectible these days. I have a friend who actually collected these since he was a child, and decided to up his game and is only doing top of the line. These are the middle of the line, and he decided he didn't want the middle of the line. But 13 marbles plus the jar for $15. You could sell these marbles for more than the $15. And the jar is worth about 10 by itself. So it's a good deal. I just did it again. Sorry. Shame on me. L, if you want to claim it. It just went through that whole spiel about how I wasn't going to do that. It's, I have to change habits. So I'm working on it. Okay, we're down to my last two items. This one starts at 20. 1970s. That's my judgment call based on the coloring. Native American. Daisy chain beaded. Orange and yellow. And now listen. Ring light, go away. This is, even that is not right. This is a deep yellow and deep orange. It is not a light yellow. Oh, that drives me nuts. Okay, you see in my hand? There you go. When there's a shadow, it's those deep colors. It is not this light blown out color. That's one thing about ring lights. Braided daisy chain. It is from the 1970s. I say that based on the design and the string used. Are you able to see the string? Sewing thread. Newer, it would be on fishing line. It would be on plastic. So that's how I know it's older. It is moccasins. These cute, beautiful little moccasins. They're leather. Little floral designs on them. And I believe these are meant to be the buttons. See the string again? They're about an inch long, the moccasins. And I believe I figured out the chain is actually quite long. I believe it was 24. Yes, 24 without the moccasins. So it's 24 inches long. Starts at 20. Oh, L, 15. Becky. Becky. Okay, Becky, you're claiming the marbles, dear. Bless your heart. Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk about the marbles. I will sell you this jar for 15, but you and me are going to have a talk about maybe I can, like, we can go through a half and come to some kind of price. Okay. We'll do that. Thank you, dear. I really appreciate it. But we're going to talk because we're going to talk. Okay. So I'm going to pass on that. And my last item is a whole bunch of choice. Okay. So at $6, a whole bunch of choice. So let me get prepared for this. Okay. So I have 9 of them. I mean, I have a lot more. I bought them from someone else who was just piecemealing them off for nothing. They are vintage rings. I think they would be really cool to put in Easter baskets. I think they would be really cool to display. I think you could do a million things with them. I think you could just put them in your junk jars, in your junk drawers. I would wear them. So what I did was I divided them into sizes 6 to 7 and sizes 5 to 3. But I do not have a ring sizer. So all I can go off of is my own fingers and let you see. Okay. So these are the larger sizes. Here's one. So this is about a 5.5. Here's a rose, similar to exactly what I'm wearing. I love these rose rings. This is about a 7. This one. It does have a little tarnish on the band. This is big. This is a mom and a child, and they both have pink rhinestones. You could widen this if you want. This is about a 9. You could also close it a little to make it an 8. It is large. This right here with the pink rhinestones is a 7, maybe 7.5. I believe, let's find out. Yes, it would almost fit my ring finger. So it's maybe 7.25. 7.25. And the last that is a larger size is, let's see, what finger should I put on? How about over here? Is this pink rhinestone swirled one. And it too is about a 7. So those are the bigger ones. $6 for your choice. Okay. Now, if someone is interested in any of these, please put it in now, because going back through this later, because it's choice $6, would be really difficult to remember. And even though these are vintage, they're just costume jewelry. And I think they would be very fun to give to kids for Easter. That's just, what I see about them. Also, I'm wearing a rose ring that I picked up, and I wear it almost every day now. This one I would wear all the time as well. This one I would wear when I went out, clubbing. I don't actually do that, but I do go out. So those are the large ones. I'm going to put them down. Like I said, if you want one, put it in now, because it will be too difficult. What I'm going to wind up doing, if nobody chooses the vintage rings during my just regular live sales, I'm going to do a drop where putting on the small ones now, a drop where I just drop the rings and people will choose there. So this is about a 5, maybe a 6. This one has a lot of tarnishing. So I would make this, but the stones are really cool. So I would make it into something else. I really like that stone. Maybe on a necklace. I'm not sure. This is really nice. This is about a 5. It is light green. And yes, these are small sizes. So, I mean, literally, when I was a teenager, I wore rings here. I had like 8 to 10 rings on both hands at all times. So, but children's fingers are smaller, and these were generally made for the children. I love this one. This is a gold tone. It is dark green, like St. Patrick's Day green. It's about a 4.5, maybe a 5. And this one is just fun and funky and big and blingy. I would definitely wear it if I was younger and went clubbing. It's just fun. And it is totally adjustable, like the gumball rings that you used to get where you could pull it apart and make it as big as you want. So that can totally happen. And it's just this enameled red with this silver tone. So those are the small size. There's 4 of those that I brought. I have a lot more, but that's what I brought. So if anyone wants any of these, you need to type it in now because, again, it just gets confusing. You can see I still wear my thumb rings every day. Every day. I used to wear toe rings too. And bangles. I didn't have one bangle. I had bangles to here. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I still do. That's just me. So that's what I brought today. I appreciate the purchases that I had. I appreciate spending time with y'all. In this last 2 minutes, does anyone want an item that I have already shown? And do you want to tell me now before I close the chat? If so, please type it in the comments. Because I'm not going to do a recap. I discussed that. And I'm good with that. Now tomorrow, I started at the beginning of this month because I retooled my business model. On tomorrow, I have Thrifting Thursdays. Thrifting Thursdays is really my concept. And I partnered with Angie in the first month. She's going through some personal stuff. We did the first one on my channel. We were going to do the sale on her channel tomorrow, but she's needing some time. She's needing some time and she's really busy. So I just got a message right before I came on that that she needed to cancel. So Becky's Vintage and More is going to be on with me, which is great. Becky and me have a good time selling together. So I'm so happy, Becky, that you can come on and do that. I will email you in an hour or two the details, okay? But you know the drill. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, I will be having Thrifting Thursdays with Becky's Vintage and More. Generally, Thrifting Thursday means that I'm bringing my lower end, less cost items to you. Okay, so there won't be the higher end items, Becky, because it's Thrifting Thursdays. But it doesn't mean that, that there'll only be $1 or $2 either. It's just, the lower end items or stuff that I'm clearing out like that. And I don't know what Thrifting Thursdays is going to look like going into March. We'll see if we continue to partner with Angie, excuse me, Angie. Or if I invite a different guest every time, but it will be every other Thursday. And then I always have a Wednesday live sale, but every other Wednesday, I have Wednesday's Vintage Vendors with Miss Karen Chase. And so she will be on the second Wednesday on my channel of March. No, the first Wednesday of March. The second Wednesday of March, I'm going to be doing a sale with Gina Southern Siren Vintage. And that will be really cool. So that's what's happening with me. I appreciate you all. If you see this during the replay, there's something you want, there's something you're interested in, email me. There's the email down here. Expect to see items like those behind me, some quilting squares, different fun things. I don't know, tomorrow. And go out there, make it a fabulous day. Do a little bit of self-care. Give yourself a hug. Call a friend. Make sure they're feeling good. Enjoy your week. And I'll see everyone in someone else's chat at a live sale sooner than later. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys.